Recently, President Hakainde Hichilema addressed the global mining community at the Investing in African Mining Indaba 2026. That's the full name of the Indaba. And such a forum is important because it serves as a signal for what's ahead, not only for Zambia, but for other nations as well. And when you have a head of state who is present at an Indaba like this, it's a defining moment for national direction. And that is why, on this edition of Politics Aside, we examine what was said, what it reveals about where Zambia's mining sector stands today, and also, where does President Hakainde Hichilema's administration intend to take the mining sector? Let's also take time to talk about why does it even matter for you and for me as a Zambian citizen. One thing is for a fact, Zambia remains one of Africa's most resource-endowed nations. Oh, we are blessed as a people. Copper continues to anchor our export earnings, and mining remains the backbone of foreign exchange generation. And you know we need that revenue as a country. The unfortunate part is that this sector, it's undergone quite a number of challenges over the years. There's been operational disruptions, there's been investor uncertainty, asset disputes, going to court here and there, power constraints. Hey, we've seen it all, right? And even just key assets, for example, Konkola Copper Mines, KCM, and Mopani Copper Mines as well, they have required stabilization and also recapitalization. And now, because of that, we've seen production has been recovering. But let's be honest, we are not yet where we need to be. We're not yet at peak potential. We are getting there, though. At the same time, there's been global demand for critical minerals, and it's been rising. The world is electrifying. We're seeing electric vehicles, battery storage, renewable energy grids. So all of this needs copper. Copper is central to all of it. And that's where Zambia comes in. It's now a strategic moment for Zambia. So apart from being a producer, Zambia is also placed very, very well to be a potential global supply partner. And getting back to President Hakainde Hichilema's address, right? He spoke towards a number of issues. He emphasized several themes that will be running through. One of them that I remember him talking about was stability and predictability. He underscored the importance of a consistent mining tax regime and policy clarity. You need to be very clear with that. Mining capital is a long-term capital. That's one thing you get to realize. Even if you're not in the sector, you can accept that. And for investors, they put in a lot of money, billions, where they see stability. So when he spoke about stability, that made sense. Another point is production expansion. So President Hakainde Hichilema did talk about how his administration is very ambitious to significantly increase copper output in the coming years. But more importantly, the framing was about the volume. It was about unlocking Zambia's full geological potential. A third point that was quite noted was value addition. And I remember this one very clearly because he spoke about moving beyond raw mineral exports. So he's looking at processing, talking about refining, and the local people being a part of this whole value chain. There should be local participation in the mineral value chain. That was the third point, right? Let's get to the fourth point, energy security. Hey, look, mining cannot expand without power. You need that electricity. And that is why, from what you heard, he spoke about his administration getting into diversifying the energy mix. Should include solar. We've had all these conversations about solar and other generation projects generally, just that should supply the electricity, that should stabilize rather the electricity supply. The fifth point was on partnership. So his tone was quite collaborative from what we could hear. He spoke towards Zambia wanting investment, Zambia wanting growth, and Zambia wanting long-term partnerships. Keywords, partnerships, meaning they should work together, they should collaborate. So that sounds quite important and essential for the mining sector. And when you read through the lines, when you read through the pronouncements collectively, it seems like this administration has a direction towards three main pillars. Number one, expansion, stability, transformation. That's how we could summarize what we've talked about. Let's start off with expansion. So increasing output and attracting exploration, right? To focus on that. For stability, You're looking at predictable regulation and the macroeconomic credibility altogether. On the aspect of transformation, this involves ensuring mining contributes more broadly to industrial development. And what this could mean is a shift for a survival-focused mining sector to a growth-oriented one. And from reactive management to strategic positioning, you'll probably need that as well. And if this will be executed effectively, Zambia moves from being simply a copper exporter to becoming a structured mineral economy. That distinction right there is critical. You need it. And for citizens, mining policy is not just conceptual or abstract. It affects us in different ways. Number one, employment. People can get to be employed. The exchange rate becomes stable. Government revenue, infrastructure financing, industrial growth, all these things among others. And if the sector expands responsibly, the fiscal space for public services also improves. Even value addition that he spoke about increases. We're talking about local job creation. It deepens. And for the investor confidence, it even becomes stronger. Talking about capital inflows now beginning to stabilize, and this goes towards the broader economy. So why focus on a mining Indaba speech? And after a couple weeks since it happened, the truth is that it's economic direction we're looking at, and economic direction often is signaled in these spaces before it is felt in the households. President will say it, and to be now for his line minister, the policy director, through Mr. Paul Kabuswe, to go on to that. And it begins to be felt through the different citizens in this country. Capital precedes production. Production precedes impact. And that is why understanding the direction quite early allows for us as citizens to measure the delivery later. We need to keep them accountable. On politics aside, this particular show analyzes the signals. And the signal from the mining Indaba is that Zambia does intend to reposition its mining sector as a central pillar of long-term economic strategy. Until next time, this has been Politics Aside.